Hi, my name is Jim and I was retired. I've already decided that I'm going to sell most of the I bonds purchased in the last couple years with a zero fixed rate. But I've also decided that I'm going to be replacing two older I bonds with a modest fixed rate for a new fixed rate of 0.4%. So in this week's video, I'm going to show how to redeem that I bond on Treasury Direct. Stay tuned. Now let's review the basics on I bonds. Treasury Direct's Series I bonds earns a fixed rate for the life of the 30-year savings bond, plus an inflation factor that changes every 6 months. So if you purchase an I bond this month, by the end of April, for instance, you will earn 6.89% for the first 6 months, including that 0.4% fixed rate. And then on April 13, we will get the sixth reading of inflation needed to calculate the inflation factor for the next 6 months. Now, I built this spreadsheet to estimate what that final reading might be. And right now, based on the first 5 readings, that composite rate for the next 6 months could be anywhere from 3.13% to 3.87%. And if you use the middle of that range and the 6.89 it's getting for its first 6 months, and then assume an even lower rate for the third 6-month period, you could be looking at a compounded annual growth rate of about 4.5% if you hold the bond for a minimum 16 months so that you're surrendering low interest rates instead of the high interest rates. Now let's look at the transaction I need to do by selling my February 2010 bond to buy this one. So after logging into your Treasury Direct account, you will click here on your current holdings of savings bonds and then come down here and click on your I bond holdings. It'll bring up a list of all of your I bonds, and you can see my older ones are at the bottom, and I'm going to use this one here, the February 2010 one, and I'm going to redeem that one. As you can see that it's got a current value of $3,554, and I'm going to hit that redeem. And it'll give me a choice to redeem the full amount or a partial amount. I'm going to do the full amount, and then it'll say, where do you want to put the funds? Back in your bank or in this certificate of indebtedness by a 0% bond holding that sits there in Treasury Direct. Only do that if you're going to turn around and buy another one. Click review, and you're going to review all of the details. You'll see I have $1,054 worth of interest that will be ordinary income this year. I'll have to pay tax on that, but I can use the $2,500 as principal return to buy the new bond. Now, once you're done here, note that it'll take about 2 days for the funds to hit your bank account, and you can move on. Now, later in April, I will purchase a new $2,500 I bond with a fixed rate of 0.4% and a combined rate of 6.89%. Then I'll come back later this year to redeem that April 2010 bond and replace that one too. But I'm likely going to wait to see what the new fixed rate is on May 1st. The fixed rate is set by Treasury and it's not by a formula, so you have to kind of guess of what it's going to be. Is it going to be higher than the 0.4? Many people think it may be, and so I may wait to replace the other one once I know that rate. Now, if I replace both of them, it's going to use half of my $10,000 limit on I bond purchases. You can purchase or receive $10,000 per tax ID. Now, if you recall, I have 2 gift bonds waiting for me in my wife's account. And I'm going to likely ask her to hold one of those 2 $5,000 I bonds to 2024 so that I can receive one of them and redeem it and purchase these 2 new I bonds with fixed rates. Then in 2024, I'll receive the next one and still have $5,000 worth of limit that I can use in 2024. Hey, if you like and subscribe to this channel, it's going to be higher in the search results. So if you like these ideas from a DIY retiree, please click those buttons and add a comment below on what your iBond strategy is. I will conclude with my standard warning. I'm not an economist or a financial planner, and I have no initials after my name. So take these as entertaining ideas from one educated consumer to another. Always do your own due diligence and seek out a professional if you need one.